Shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahara, Rakar Kadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching His word in all sincerity and truth. And I want to read Psalms 144 and 11. It says, rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood. See, the so-called white man, like one of his main tools against our people is lies. And he puts these lies and these false doctrines into the minds of our people. And the main thing is so-called white supremacy. The ideology that the so-called white man is physically, mentally, and spiritually superior to our people. You know, disregarding our potential and our true nature, which is superior to him. And while he's pushing that down our throats, at the same time, he's constantly undermining our people and stopping us from achieving our true potential, man. All right? Because we are the princes, you know, the sons and the daughters of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. We are great people. We are so much more than he is. And that's why he has to constantly put a lot of energy into keeping us down. Okay? Because if we were inferior, like he says we are, he wouldn't have to overtly and covertly put so much energy and time and resources into keeping our people down and lying and all this stuff. It would just be what it is. But the truth of the matter is, he's the one that's inferior. Now, one of the things that he used to always speak, because when you go into the history, you got to remember that a lot of things that Jake is doing today in this man's society, there was a time when it was taught that we were mentally incapable of doing these things, like literally incapable. Esau at one time, it was taught we were incapable of flying planes. We were incapable of being doctors. We were incapable of reading. We were incapable of writing. That's how much this man tried to destroy our people, man. And a lot of that still lives on to the day. To the most part, it's been proven pretty much over time that we are physically superior, and the only thing that Esau is trying to hold on to now is his intellectual superiority, which the Nigerians, which do your research, the Nigerians are absolutely destroying the so-called white man academically, and and that's due to the fact that they're not brainwashed by white supremacy in America and in Britain. They actually are raised to seek excellence, and they excel. All right, whether you're talking about Britain, whether you're talking about in America, as an ethnic group, Nigerians academically smash everybody to pieces, even the Chinese. Because people, for some reason, people think these Chinese are so smart. They're not smart. They go to Saturday school, okay? You know what I mean? They just work hard. If our people was to work hard and apply ourselves, we would, well, we are. Like I said, check out the Nigerians. Now, what I want to speak about is specifically melanin in our skin. Now, there's nothing special about having melanin, okay? You got these Afrocentric people that basically try to turn it into something super special because you got melanin in your skin. First of all people, even the heathen, have melanin in their skin, okay? Melanin doesn't make you special. It doesn't make you any more special than having 2 feet and 2 hands, 2 ears, 2 eyes. All right, having 2 eyes don't make you special. It's just something you should have, and it's the same thing with having melanin in your skin. Now, there's something called the Fitzpatrick scale, which it does a scale of skin color. All right, now, what you're looking at here is so-called white people, to the most part, are in the realm of 1 to 2 in the Fitzpatrick scale. Some of the Southern Italians, so forth, they might fall into the 3rd category, but mostly so-called white people fall into the scale of 1 to 2. Now, I'm going to read to you and show you how these people, see, they're inferior. All right, now this is type 1, always burns. So on the UV exposure, they always burn, never tans, and has pale white, blonde or red hair, blue eyes, freckles. Type 2 usually burns, tans minimally, white, fair, blonde or red hair, blue, green or hazel eyes. Type 3 sometimes mild burn, tans uniformly, cream white, fair with any hair or eye color. Alright? So this is your most Edomites fall within these three categories, mainly 1 and 2. Now these people for hundreds of years were teaching that they were superior because of this. Let's look at what the rest of the world falls into. Types 4 to 6. Burns minimally, always tans, well, moderate brown. Type 5, very rarely burns, tans very easily, dark brown. Type 6, never burns, never tans, deeply pigmented dark brown to darkest brown. Alright? Now, you got to ask yourself, alright? Well, how the hell did the so-called white man get away for years, making us look like there was something wrong with us, when actually there's something wrong with him? This is the truth. This man lacks pigmentation. He lacks melanin. Alright? Now, let me get melanin up in the I just want to see if I can get melanin up. Can I get that? I want to get the melanin. Okay, let's get melanin. Alright, melanin, okay, is a broad term for a group of natural pigments found in most organisms. Melanin is produced by the oxidation of amino acid tyrosine, followed by polymerization. The melanin pigments are produced in a specialized group of cells known as the melanocytes. Let's jump down. In human skin, melanogenesis is initiated by exposure to UV radiation, causing the skin to darken. Now, you are exposed to UV radiation, right, in every continent on the planet Earth. Okay, I don't care if there's summer or winter, because during winter you got something called snowburn, and you got something called snow blindness. Okay, UV lights, it varies through the seasons, but nevertheless, you are exposed to UV radiation all the year round. It don't matter where you live, okay? Unless there's no sun. If there's sun in the sky, that means there's UV radiation, okay? In the human skin, melanogenesis is initiated by exposure to UV radiation, causing the skin to darken. Melanin isn't, except for so-called white people, melanin is an effective absorbent of light. The pigment is able to dissipate over 99.9% of absorbed UV radiation. Because of this property, melanin is thought to protect skin cells from UVB radiation damage, reducing the risk of cancer, and it is considered that exposure to UV radiation is associated with increased risk of malignant melanoma, a cancer of melanocytes. Okay, so having melanin in your skin reduces your risk of cancer, and not only that, it reduces signs of aging, which is why most of your products, no matter whether it costs $20 or $150, £20 or £150, the difference between the most expensive anti-aging cream and the cheapest one is basically marketing. At the end of the day, the only reason why they can all advertise as anti-aging is because they contain sunblock, because sunblock is the real true anti-aging agent. All right, because aging comes on from damage to your skin from UV radiation. That's just what it is. Okay, the sun. That's why so-called white people age like milk, because their skin is being destroyed, right, by the sun. Now, that being said, what they did basically was the so-called white man, because it became more and more evident that they were inferior, especially in terms of their skin color now, which really they have leprosy according to Leviticus, the 13th chapter. They invented something called the vitamin D deficiency. So basically what they try and say is that there's some form of benefit to being a so-called white person when it comes to vitamin D. And if you're a so-called black person and you're living in Europe or something like that, then you're susceptible to getting a vitamin D deficiency. But guess what? The truth come out that they were lying. It says see, this is what the devil does. The right hand is the right hand of falsehood. No, bro, you're inferior. Okay. How a vitamin D test misdiagnosed African Americans, because a lot of our people, they go to the doctor for one thing and they'll just tell them, oh yeah, you got a vitamin D deficiency. It's bullshit. It says by the current blood tests for vitamin D, most African Americans are deficient. That can lead to weak bones, which we know our people don't have no weak bones, man. So many doctors prescribe supplement pills to bring their levels up, but the problem is with the test and not the patients. According to a new study, the vast majority of African Americans have plenty of the form of vitamin D that counts, the type their cells can readily lose. This research resolves a long-standing paradox. The population in the United States with the best bone health happens to be the African American population, says Dr. Ravi Tadani, a professor of medicine at Massachusetts General Hospital and lead author of the study. Another superiority, but almost 80% of these individuals are defined as having vitamin D deficiency, and that doesn't add up because a vitamin D deficiency is supposed to give you weak bones. The origin of this paradox is fascinating tale of genes interacting with geography, more on the latter. To unravel the mystery, Tadani and his colleagues looked closely at various forms of vitamin D in the blood of 2,085 Baltimore residents, black and white. They focused on the form of vitamin called 25-hydroxy vitamin D, which makes up most of the vitamin circulating in the blood. It's the form that the standard test measured. The 25-hydroxy form is tightly bound to the protein, and as a result, bone cells, immune cells, and other tissues that need vitamin D can't take it up. It has to be converted by the kidneys into a form called 1,2,5-dehydroxy vitamin D. For Caucasians, blood levels of 25-hydroxy vitamin D are pretty good proxy for how much of the bioavailable vitamin they have, but not for blacks. That's because blacks have only a quarter to a third as much of the binding protein, Tadani says. So the blood test for the 25-hydroxy form is misleading. His study finds that because of these lower levels of proteins, blacks still have enough of the bioavailable vitamin, which explains why their bones look strong, even though the usual blood tests say they shouldn't. So basically, to break it down to you, is there's two forms of the vitamin. One form is the form your body actually uses, and then you got the other form. Now, in so-called white people, they got more of the other, but when it comes to the bioavailable form that we actually use, we got it. So this whole vitamin deficiency shit was all bullshit. They made it up because they always got to try and find a way to try and make us look like we have some kind of deficiency or we're inferior, when in fact, he's the one that's inferior. And it's just true to what the scriptures say, man. See, we as a people under the so-called white man, we're being held back. See, in the kingdom of heaven, man, we're gonna skyrocket to the full potential manifestation of the sons of God, of who we are. The so-called white man will never reach the heights we are going to reach, simply because it's not in him. We are superior to him. We have the greater potential. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. All right, and it's just that, man. You ain't right, man. All right, you trying to say we're like the KKK? No, we're just telling the truth. The KKK are liars. We're not lying. We're telling the truth. You are the one that is inferior, mentally, physically, and spiritually, because we are the Israelites and you are the Edomites, and the Most High made you to be inferior and made us to be superior, and that's the facts. And if all you can do is try and undermine us and pretend like you're the done, you're not the done. This is Deuteronomy 33:29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee. Yeah, you ain't on our level, my man, on any level. Esau, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help, Who is the sword of thy excellency? And an enemy shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. You Edomites are liars. That's all you've ever done. Lie about our people. Oh, we're stupid. We're monkeys. We're this, we're that, the other. No, you're stupid. You're the monkey. You're a liar. All right? And you being found out, man. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.